Hello, I'm Lee Stolder.
And I'm Casey Cruz. Welcome to Stratazine, your source for authentic, curated content for digital and social media professionals.
On today's show, we'll take a look at how a new content creator can brand themselves according to their niche.
In our tips and tools segment, we'll learn how to find relevant hashtags that relate to your niche.
First, to our question of the day. When building a strong brand, is it more important to post consistently or to focus on high-quality content?
We'll have to answer that question later in the podcast.
Casey Cruz asked students if, when thinking of a strong social media presence such as Mr. Beast, what stands out to them?
Hey everyone, my name is Casey Cruz and I'm here with Stratazine. Today I'm going to be asking BYU Idaho students, when they think of a strong social media brand, what comes to mind and why?
Okay, I'm here with
Jake Tibbetts.
And Jake, the question I want to ask you today is, when you think of a strong social media brand like Mr. Beast on YouTube, what stands out to you and why?
I'd probably say they're just big. Everything they do is like bigger and better and like louder per se.
Quality of the videos.
It is super easy to look at that brand and be able to recognize like what he's trying to promote, and like I know what that brand is. Also kind of like Nike, like you see a swoosh, you get their catchphrase, you see the icon.
I think the like quality of his content stands out and like the consistency of it.
I'm not going to watch a video that doesn't meet my taste.
You know, I haven't seen much of any of Mr. Beast stuff, but whenever you see it, you just see a lot of giveaways or money. So
the fact that he's been able to keep the following and keep making like his giveaways so much bigger and bigger and bigger, that stands out to me.
All right, folks, that's it for today. I'm Casey. Now let's get back to the hosts.
Creating a brand that makes yourself or your business stand out can sometimes feel overwhelming.
Helaman Espinosa has been researching 3 important steps on how to brand yourself according to your niche.
Branding isn't just for big companies. It's for you. Whether you're a freelancer, entrepreneur, or a content creator, a strong personal brand helps you stand out and attract the right opportunities. Today we'll talk about how to brand yourself according to your niche. So, how do you brand yourself according to your niche? Let's break it down into simple steps. Step 1, find your niche. Ask yourself, what are you good at? Who needs your expertise? And how are you different from others? According to Forbes, defining a niche allows you to become a go-to expert. For example, you could be a marketing consultant focused on nonprofits, a fitness coach helping busy professionals, or a tech expert building small businesses. Your niche is where you bring the most value. Step 2, build your brand identity. This includes your unique value proposition. What problems do you solve, and what's unique about your approach? HubSpot states that a strong brand identity should align with your audience expectations while staying authentic. For instance, if you're in digital marketing, your unique value proposition, or UVP, might be, I help small business grow through simple and effective social media strategies. Step 3, establish your online presence. A personal website is your digital business card. While social media platforms help you connect with audience, use LinkedIn for networking, Instagram for visual storytelling, or YouTube to share valuable content. Step 4, build authority and network. Join industry communities, collaborate with experts, and even speak at events to showcase your expertise. Once your brand is established, you can start monetizing, offer consulting, create online courses, or partner with brands that align with your niche. And finally, keep growing. Branding is an ongoing process. Stay authentic, adapt to trends, and keep refining your message. Branding yourself in your niche is about defining your expertise, building credibility, and showing up consistently. Stay true to your values, and the right opportunities will come your way.
Now that we know a bit more about branding, let's talk with an expert who has worked with businesses to help them brand and rebrand themselves.
Recently, I spoke with Abby Nelson, a professor in the digital and social media emphasis in the communication department at BYU Idaho, to get her insights. We're here with Sister Nelson, and would you mind introducing yourself really quick?
Yeah, I'd love to. Thank you, Elise. So a little bit about me. I'm here a teacher at BYU Idaho, a professor in the communication department. I teach digital and social media. A little bit about me is, before coming to BYU Idaho, I worked in industry with lots of different industries. And so I love audience targeted marketing, branding, anything in the creative marketing realm is kind of my favorite side of the marketing. So
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, so for our first question, why is branding important for a new content creator?
yeah, branding is one of my favorite topics. So when we talk branding, we're talking more than just their logo. And I think we see that a lot with new content creators, right? We're wanting to try all these different things. However, when we try all these different things, we're not building a consistent brand. So first and foremost, it allows us to stand out in a crowded space, right? Social media, being a creator, you have to walk in and realize you're entering a very, how do I put this? There's just a lot of things going on right now, right? There's a lot of creators out there. So having a consistent brand, coming in with a consistent messaging, coming in and saying, okay, how do I stand out? And that allows you to differentiate yourself amongst all of these other creators. But it also allows the audience, us as consumers, to come in and say, I know what to expect from you. I know what I'm going to get. And I'm excited to see what I'm going to get from you. So it's honestly, it's where you should start. Before you even make that first post, give yourself an idea of what you want to be and what you want. It's more than just what you want people to like, right? What you want it to look like. That comes and that develops, and we build this, aesthetic. However, you have to come in and say, who do I want to talk to? So if you understand that, that's where you'll start, is that really consistent. This is who I'm talking to. This is the message you're going to get from me. And that's where I recommend everybody start.
The second question is, what are some key aspects of branding?
Yeah. First, I think we just covered one is like your position. Start in your position. Start where do you want to sit? Okay, so find out what makes you different in the market, right? We can't release a brand new product if it's the same one on the shelf. You can, however, if you have a different position to it, right? If you bring a different messaging behind it. So start in your position. Same with a content creator, right? So start there, figure out that, and then again, figure out your target audience, who are you talking to? And then I think you really from there build out what do you want to look like, but what do you want to sound like, right? Now we're in this day and age where we're filming ourselves, right? We're literally looking at the camera, and that's a personality. So we have to build that personality. We have to know how we're going to do it, right? And know what our messaging is and how we're going to talk about it. So I would start there. That's kind of how I would go about it.
How do you know someone is doing a good job at branding themselves according to their niche?
Yeah. Are you easily recognizable? Do people know who you are based off of the way you sound, based off of the way you look, right? Anymore, you're scrolling so fast, but we stop on things that we know, right? They're familiar because of the way that they've positioned themselves or the way that they talk. We now build friends on social, right? It's all about connection. And so when we're on there, we want to connect with that person. And so we have to create that look and that sound and that messaging.
How do I create cohesive content throughout different platforms?
Okay, so first build your brand, right? And then stay consistent to it. And it's honestly, I don't want it to be like, oh, it's so simple, but it really is just that simple, right? So if I have a message that I need to get out, but my branding colors are red and my voice is fun, I'm not all of a sudden going to post a picture that's blue and be super serious. It doesn't matter what it is. It has to flow from everything where we talk. It's the same as, right? When you come to a person and you truly know that person, you know the response you're going to get, right? That's why we go to that person, because they're the experts in that. So when they're being very successful in their brand and they're being very effective, it's because they've created that consistency. And we have to just stick to it. I think a lot of times brands, especially right now, we want to go along with all the trends. And there's a point of that is good, right? Because we want to be seen. We talk about that awareness. However, if that trend doesn't match our brand, then it just feels out of place. It feels inauthentic. And then we're going, who is this? I don't even recognize you, right? It's like if I walked in one day and I was wearing I dyed my hair pink, you'd be like, what? Who is this? Right? That's not true to me. So I think we have to realize that that's how our followers feel too. Like, is it something that we're shocking them? And sometimes you need a little bit of shock, especially in social today, but it's like, well, did it come from the right brand? And is that your way to shock people?
How do I brand myself to attract the right audience?
Yeah, I think first you have to figure out who your audience is. Okay. Who are they? But ultimately, the right people come when you are true to yourself, right? When you come in and say, this is who I am, this is my personality, this is what I have to offer, this is what makes me different. And then the right audience will come, right? We can't just be like, oh, I want to talk to that person, but I don't know anything about that person, right? So it's just like when you create friends, and that's how I always look at it, right? Who am I attracting because of who I am down to the core? Social anymore is we can't just pretend.
Yeah.
Right? And there was a time, and I think there's still a little bit of this, right? We put on our best face on social media, and we have to understand that and realize that. But as we put on our best face, who's that attracting? And then it brings in those right people. So
Okay, perfect. Okay, thank you for taking the time to share your experience with us.
Now, for our tips and tools this week, Anya Holdaway took on the task of researching fitness creators to see what content gets more engagement and the hashtags associated with it.
Hi, this is tips and tools on how to find relevant hashtags within your niche. You want to figure out what your niche is and then look up a creator that's doing really well in that niche. For example, fitness. We want to click on her because she is performing really well on her content. You want to scroll over to Reels so that you can see which content is performing the best. You want to click on that and then scroll down to the hashtags that she is using so that you can grab those and use that for your content. You want to scroll down on her content and click on the ones that are doing well. Grab those hashtags and use them for your account. And you can keep going through multiple videos so that you can see exactly what hashtags will fit for your page, so that you will increase reach, but also that you are branding your content according to the content that you are creating. Hashtags are important because it improves reach, content, and branding.
Back to the question of the day. When building a strong brand, is it more important to post consistently or to focus on high quality content?
The answer is for building a strong brand. Consistent posting is more important as it maintains visibility, establishes trust, and fosters that audience engagement, while high-quality content enhances that impact. Research from Forbes and Rightful highlights that brand consistency improves recognition, trust, and even revenue up to 23%.
That's all for this episode of Stratazine. Coming up in our next episode, the topic will focus on what metrics matter for content creators.
Thanks for hanging out with us today.